So we're going to make a toy whale. First things first, I'm going to set my project. I'm going to create a new project and I'm going to call it Whale of a Time. And so I'm going to accept that, and then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to set the project to Whale of a Time right there. So here's all the projects I've been working on in my office. Cool. So now I'm set. I'm just going to go ahead and save as just to give this a name, and I'm going to call this Big Fish. Sounds good. And I'm just going to go ahead and hit save. All right. It's going to give me all the words. And now I want to go ahead and bring up the reference plane menu. So first thing, I can go to create. I want to create a free image plane. So I'm just going to go ahead and click that. And then right away, I'm going to click on this, go over here to the attribute editor for this object, and right away you can see that I can add a reference image. I've already pulled a reference image in, so here's one called whale reference JPEG. You can do this by importing a file, any file that you have to your source images folder for this project. So here that is. I'm gonna hit OK, and I should have a whale. Okay, that's huge. So I'm gonna bring that down and I'm gonna pull that up. Okay, orthographic viewports, top, side, and front. These allow us to lock our perspective and allow our three-dimensional selections to happen to entire segments of the geometry. Today, I want to focus on vertices. So the box is big. It's way bigger than the whale needs to be. So I'm going to right-click. I'm going to create a cube first, and I'm going to press R on the keyboard, and I'm going to scale it up. Okay, I need to see through this, so I'm going to go ahead and press 4 on the keyboard to create wireframe. I'm a little irritated by the grid, so I'm just going to come up here to display, and I'm going to turn off the grid because I don't really need it for anything. I have this reference image. Okay, so I'm going to use some vertexes here. So notice what happens. I clicked and dragged, and now I have these vertexes selected. I have all 4 pieces of the cube, of that face, like all the corners are selected at one time. That's the benefit of using these windows. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to copy this whale. I use a wooden shelf on my desk, or I use a wooden bookshelf to take a lot of reference photos. I use this whale for a lot of things, so pretty trusty whale. It's an old heirloom. Love it. So I'm gonna actually tilt this box. All right, new tool time. So we have this thing called the multi-cut tool. It can also insert edge loops. So I'm gonna go ahead, go to edge mode, and I've got the tool selected. If I hit Control, I can just just create all the edge loops that I could ever possibly need. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to vertex mode. I'm gonna press W, and I'm gonna zoom in, hold down Shift. I'm gonna give myself some working space here. And I'm gonna start moving these vertexes around. So click, drag, grab this handy dandy little button here, get everything moved in so that I can work, and just gonna make this geometry sort of conform to the whale. Just working like that, and just working my way around until I have what I want. So right away you're probably noticing I'm a little bit stuck out here, but that's okay. I can work with that. Oops. Get my modes back. This is just really important to do. It just changes the modeling workflow, makes it so much faster. Be careful not to overlap your geometry. So try not to put faces on top of faces. Remember, this is a cube that you're working with. So just like that, I'm moving pretty quickly to get this shape in place. So come over here and fix my tail up a little bit. Just press F on the keyboard. The key is to click and drag. If you just hover and click over these vertexes, or vertices, you will just grab the one single vertex, and the whole goal is to grab both of them in one plane. So remember that because this is a cube, there's a corresponding vertex on the other side. Now I'm wondering if I did a good enough job with this, and maybe I need to give it some more edge loops so that I can get more detail, and I think that's the case. So I'm going to come up here and press Control, we'll get my tool, edge mode, Control, tool, there we go, and yeah, I can insert some more edge loops. Okay, so I can get some more detail with my vertices. So W on the keyboard, and I'm just going to continue going around like that until I'm done. Keep accidentally clicking and getting the background. So pretty awesome with that tool, this like insert, this multi-cut tool. It's really helpful, saves a lot of time. Alright, that looks pretty good, but I'm not quite done yet. I want to bring in this part right here. Notice there's this edge loop, so I need to put one that goes horizontal, like across the geometry. So I'm going to do that. Click upon my tool. Guess I got to be in edge mode. And I have to kind of estimate. All right, so press W, get out of the tool, and I'm gonna zoom in on these vertices here and start moving stuff around. Okay, not bad, not bad. This like back fin is a little weird, but I can deal with it. Keep trying to move the geometry around so I get the shape or something close to it. Okay, that's good. All right, so if I press 5 on the keyboard, you'll notice that I have this whale shape. Okay, whoa, that's weird. So coming up to the perspective window, I've got this big wide thing, so I can just click on all of that and I can scale it in like you do. And it's something that's a little bit more comfortable and easy to look at.